Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Creepy Horseman, and this, what I have for you today, is Route 66 from the beginning to the end. As some of you know, SCS Software released Illinois today. Therefore, Route 66 is complete. Now, with that being said, it's not the actual Route 66. Route 66, apparently, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, kind of not really all there since, I think, 1985. I'll show you here. I did some research. And basically, you can start either in Chicago or here. This is basically the Santa Monica Pier. Right here. I saw that you want to jump on 10 and get on 15. You're going to head up to Barstow. Stay on 40 for quite a while. And right here, apparently this is some of Route 66 that was left. So I kind of jogged over here instead of going on 40. So we're getting a little bit of a 66 right there. Then do that. You're going to stay on 40 for quite a while, all the way through Gallup, Albuquerque. Keep going here. End up in Amarillo. Still on 40. Then here in Oklahoma City, according to my research, you want to jump on 44 right here. You're going to take it all the way up into Missouri. There's Joplin. You're going to stay on 44 here through Springfield. And then when you get to East St. Louis, once you cross that border into Illinois, you're going to jump on 55. And then you're in the home stretch. You're going to take 55 north to Bloomington, all the way into Chicago. Now, as you can see, I have a delivery over here. We don't care about that. I just needed to pick something from the Santa Monica Pier to Chicago, so that's what I found. According to the internet, the end is at the Navy Pier. I don't know if that's official or not, but that's where we're going to go. That's the plan. Here's an outside look. Man, look at this map. I'd say it's more than halfway done. They're killing it. All right. So I guess all there is left to do is do this. I'm going to try to follow all the rules, stoplights, stop signs. The only mod I have on, I just want to be transparent, I do have a no damage mod on. Man, that song's so cool, so cool. I do have no damage on. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to show everybody the route as best I can, and I hope I have the route right. If I don't, correct me in the comments, and I apologize if I don't. I did as much research as I could. Okay, let's do this. All right. We'll do in cab, out of cab. I'll switch back and forth throughout the run here. And by the way, I noticed I say Route 66, which I think a lot of people do. But then if I'm talking about it in another form, I'll say we need to do that route, not route. So that's another thing I want in the comments. Do you say route or route? Is that a regional thing? Is it what is that? I go back and forth. I say Route 66, but we need to get on that route, not route. I don't know. It's weird. All right. We're clear. I have about a 600 horsepower engine in this thing.
Oh, get ready to
it's Kenworth, the W900. It's the truck I use for a lot of my convoys.
Turn left.
on Friday nights. If you've ever been to one of my streams on a Friday night, you convoys most of the time. This is not my norm either. I'm normally doing streams. If you're unfamiliar with my streams, they're on Twitch.
Turn left.
And it's a pretty goofy show, if I'm being honest. It's we get goofy in there. I don't take anything too seriously. This is about as serious as I get right here. I'm going to try to do this as legit as possible. I want to show everybody everything. Step out and see where we're at here. We're on Olympic. Never been here myself.
Well, get ready to turn left.
I've had the early release Illinois DLC for about a week. I covered everything. I think I did 3 streams with that. Hit every city. Every city's amazing, but when you're talking about Illinois, you're definitely talking about Chicago. And they nailed Chicago. I visited Chicago, I think 5 times over the last 15 years. Just visiting, tourist, whatever. And from what I can remember, they did an amazing job. The detail, little tiny details. There are cities in this game, American Truck Simulator, that I've been to hundreds of times. And sometimes when I'm cruising through, I'll see something I've never seen before. That's what I love about SES Software. I watched one of their live streams today, and they had one of the researchers on there. I cannot remember his name. But it was really interesting to hear him talk about how he does research for the people that develop the game. He tells them, hey, you know, there's this rock quarry. We need to get that in. It's important. And, you know, then they have to decide what they do and don't want to add to the game. And I guess there's 400 employees at SES Software. I had no idea. I would have guessed maybe 100. That's a lot of people. And how cool is it that this game has been out for 10 years now? There's not a lot of games that make it 10 years. There's a few. You got your GTA. That has stood the, you know, it stood its ground. And there's a few others out there, but there's a lot less that make it more than a year or two than there are that make it 10. Okay, we're staying to the left here. Okay, we are still on 10. We're in Los Angeles now. And this is my secondary profile that I use for convoys. We don't use, I think we just use 2 mods in a convoy. My main profile has like 150 mods. It's a little ridiculous. And mods can cause trouble sometimes. I didn't want any trouble for this, so I went to my secondary profile. So I haven't been on a lot of these roads in this profile. That engine sounds good. And how many miles? 2,133 from here, so probably 2,200 miles. Most of my trips when I'm live streaming are 300 to 500. And I have a chat to talk to. I'm here all by myself right now. It's kind of weird, if I'm being completely honest. And I can actually watch the game. Normally, I'm looking over at a chat, trying to read it, talk to everybody, and not crash. And if you've been in my streams, it doesn't happen very often. Wreck-free streams are very rare. Rare. Just like a cat likes its steak. Rare. Sorry about that. Dad jokes. Dad jokes. None of this is scripted, by the way. This is purely improvisational, improv. We're gonna say improv. I don't know how to say it the other way. All right. Solid scenery change already. Kind of getting into the desert scenery. Don't think for a second it's not going to be cool. Just because it's not green and flowing mountains. Get up here a little ways, you're going to see some really cool stuff. We can hop in through here. Though, and I do want to thank SES Software for letting me show Louisiana and Illinois early to my community. They really loved it. We got tons of people to put both of those on their wish list during the early release streams. A lot of people got hyped up to get it. We had a lot of fun with it. It's an absolute honor and a privilege to be able to do that. I do not take that lightly. It's a lot of fun to be able to do that. And also, I want to thank Thrustmaster for all the gear, man. Those guys I've been partnered up with those guys for, I think it's got to be about 6 years, 6.5, maybe even close to 7. My years go by pretty quick. I lose track pretty easily, but love those guys. Says Las Vegas. We're not going through Las Vegas. At least we shouldn't be. Better not go through Las Vegas. If we go through Las Vegas, I've messed this whole thing up. And I'm getting nervous. Oh, I said I was going to try to keep everything legit. I am doing 89 and a 55. That's probably not good. Okay, maybe I'll speed. Oh, I gotta get over here. I don't have a chat to blame going the wrong way right now. I really need to pay attention. I think Granny even told me to turn right. Yes, okay, we're still good. We're on 40. Stay on 40 for quite a while. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and let speeding happen. I've got the ADD. Can't go too slow. Brain wanders. Wanders? Anybody remember the Wonder Years? Probably got to be at least 40 to remember that sitcom. Wait, was that even a sitcom, or was that just a show? Sitcoms, I think, are kind of comedic. The Wonder Years. Anybody remember the Wonder Years? No, great. This guy's already brake checking me. Okay, Ludlow. Also, this would be a good time if you're watching this to thumbs up if you don't mind. Helps out. Lets whatever platform you're thumbing up on know that you're actually enjoying what you're seeing here, and it'll spread it out far and wide, which is super cool. Oh, and I usually get questions. I just realized I'm kind of looking around. My Tobii eye tracker, that's what that is, folks. It's a Tobii eye tracker. It allows you to look around in the cab, as you can see here. I can look up and down and left and right. Oh, I'm going to throw up. Yeah, I got to stop doing that. I get the motion sickness, and I did not take Dramamine before the show here. The stream. No, the show, the stream, the video. There it is. It's not a show. It's not a stream. It's a video, which I'm not used to doing. I'm also kind of a cloud nerd. and those clouds look amazing. Let's take a look at them. Yep. Those look super cool. Got to be careful with clouds like that, though. If you're sun sensitive like myself, a lot of people think, oh, it's cloudy, I don't need to worry about the sun. No, no, no. Sometimes the clouds, depending on the moisture in them, can intensify those UV rays. What am I talking about right now? We're playing a video game. We're giving a public service announcement about being careful in the sun. And we got a long way to go. Who knows what I'm going to talk about? It's at Mountain Springs Road. Never been there. So when I first got American Truck Simulator, it was heavy West Coast. I'd been to the West Coast, but I was a small child. No memory of it whatsoever. But when they got to Colorado. See, there's so many ways to pronounce words. That's when it got super fun for me because I'm very familiar with Colorado. I live in Kansas City. I've lived here my whole life. And Colorado, I've been to so many times. So when you get to see familiar scenery in a video game, it's really cool. And that was my first experience with that. And then, obviously, Oklahoma. I was familiar with Oklahoma. Not as much as I was with, or am with, Colorado. And then Kansas, of course. Missouri. Arkansas. Nebraska. Those are all very familiar to me. I've been in all of them multiple times. In Illinois, don't really know the state, but I've been to Chicago, I think 5 or 6 times over the last 15 years. And it looks pretty amazing. And during the live streams, there was a lot of people from Illinois, from all over the state, and they were all super impressed with how detailed and accurate their cities or towns were. And I have not known my community, the Creepy Cartel, to ever lie to me. So I trust them. So if they say it looks amazing, it looks amazing. All right, what cities we got here? What is that? I couldn't read any of those. Probably because I'm doing 95. Oops. Have those rumble strips ever saved you? They have me. Multiple times. I'm notorious for falling asleep at the wheel when I'm driving in real life. It's not cool. I hate it. We got here Arizona. All right. We're officially in Arizona, apparently. Cruising right along on this Route 66 adventure we're on. I don't own a motorcycle anymore. I sold it, I think, it was last year or the year before. I don't remember. I've had a motorcycle my whole life. Love riding. But it just got to the point where the risk versus reward scale started dipping the other way. Cell phones kind of ruined motorcycle riding for me. 20 years ago, maybe even 15 and further, riding was great. Literal therapy. Get out there on the bike, ride all day, get home, just feel cleared out. Clear your mind. Such a great experience. And then about 15 years ago, people decided that checking their email or texting or playing a game on their phone while driving down the highway or in the city was okay to do. And being on a motorcycle made you very vulnerable around those people. I know not everybody does it, but a lot of people do.
Keep right.
You got to the point
and then
where
exit right.
I'd go out and ride. Oh, excuse me, buddy. I gotta get over. Cool? Cool?
Exit right.
And let me over? Thank you. But, I would get home from a ride, and my wife would say, how was it? And I'd say, well, I almost died 3 times today, or 4 times another day, or whatever. And it was all because people not paying attention, getting over into my lane. I've almost been rear-ended at stoplights. Can't even tell you how many times. Anyway, if you're a motorcyclist, just be careful out there. You know what I'm talking about. I don't need to tell you, but just be careful. And if you're not a motorcyclist, stay the heck off your phone. There are motorcyclists out there. There's no such thing as a fender bender if you're the motorcyclist. You bump into somebody with your car, hit another car, most likely nobody's going to get hurt at a slow rate of speed. But if the motorcyclist, it's going to mess them up. So be careful out there, folks. Okay, fuel is good. All good there. I don't know what town this is. Does anybody else know? Oh, I'm not live. You can put it in the chat if you know. In the comments, whatever it is. That burger looks good. It's 3:51 in the afternoon for me. I ate lunch at 11. I'm probably going to start complaining about how hungry I am here very soon. It's almost dinner time for me. And I have a live stream to do in 2 hours and 9 minutes. Hopefully I get this done in time to go eat dinner and set up a live stream.
Straight on.
I didn't really think about that. I did not think ahead. And I am using an 18 speed here. I'm basically staying in high gear, so I'm driving it like an 8 speed. This engine's powerful enough. I don't need to use low gears at all. Oh, and the whole reason I started talking about motorcycles. Sorry, guys. I squirrel quite a bit. Got a touch of that ADD. The reason I was talking about motorcycles is because I was going to say I always wanted to do Route 66 on my motorcycle. And I don't think that's ever going to happen. Who knows, though? Maybe someday I'll get another bike. Hopefully my wife doesn't watch this video, or there'll be an argument over what I just said. She was quite happy. She never gave me a hard time. She knew I loved it. She would never say, sell that or anything. But when I did sell it, she did tell me, hey, by the way, I'm so happy you sold that. I hate it. Every time you leave on it, I get worried. So now that she's admitted that, I don't know if she's going to be cool with me ever getting another one. And I don't even know if I will. All right. I've been talking about motorcycles a lot. I should stop. Let's talk about detail. The guardrail back there. Rusty. Not new. The road. Color changes. The tar swirls where they fill in the gaps. SCS software. Look at that. Every little detail. I don't get to notice those very often when I stream because I gotta watch that chat, but uh-oh. Normally, they would get right over. That was going to be an accident. Not today. I got lucky. And I will not be hitting any red Jeeps, if anybody's said that yet in the comments this far into this video. I will not be hitting red Jeeps. What are all these signs? Be proud? What is that? Trucker Cola? Is that what that said? I missed all those. I have no idea what they said. I've never seen that before. Small towns love it when truckers hit that Jake brake pulling in through the town there. They love that. All right. Got a little diner over here. Oh, see, I'm getting hungry. Thinking about food. Gift store. This kind of looks like Sturgis. I mean, it's clearly not, but kind of reminds me of Sturgis. Small town, little hotels, little bars.
Go
Route 66
on.
right
That's
there.
right.
Route 66. That's pretty cool. We're on the right track right here. We're doing it. There's another one. Route 66 Motel. Very cool. All right, let's build some speed up. So during highway stretches, I think what I'll do is stay in cab because it just looks kind of cool. And then when we get to scenic areas, I'll jump outside of the cab so we can see better. Kind of trapped in this limited view here. Oh. But what are we doing? I don't think we all need to come to a stop here. We can continue moving. What, are you going to stop too? Fines double in work zones. If you speed through work zones, you're a bad person. Don't do that. Okay, we have rest areas up here, but we're good. It's 3:37 in the game. Flagstaff is straight. We're not going.
Get ready to turn left.
We're going straight. We're gonna get up on the highway here. 40 east.
Turn left.
As if anybody needs like a dream catcher or something, or some rock candy. A little gift store over there. I knew a guy that had like 30 dream catchers hanging from his rearview mirror when I was a kid. Hey, man, you were catching everybody's dreams. Save some dreams for other people. That's my dream catcher right there. It's a Thrustmaster wheel. It's the one right behind this one. That's the Thrustmaster T248. The one I have currently is the newer one. I think it's been out for 4 or 5, maybe 6 months. The T248R. Few internal differences, but externally it's basically this. Ooh. Okay. I should probably pay attention again. Anyway, yeah, this is like a carbon graphite around this one, where the old one had like a silver kind of polished finish. Both are cool, but I do prefer this one. This one just looks cool. Not a massive fan of carbon graphite. I'm neither here nor there on it. I don't like it. I don't hate it. I just like black. I just like the way black looks. Black and red, those are my colors. If you couldn't tell. Everything kind of black and red around here. Also, I'm finally able to shift. If you don't know me, I had shoulder surgery back in March, the beginning of March. Woo! What a long healing process. And for those of you that know me and you've heard about this 1,000 times, I already know what you're saying in the comments. Quit whining, whatever. There's going to be new people here too. They don't know. If you've had shoulder surgery, tell me about it in the comments. Tell me how yours went. There's all different kinds of shoulder surgery. Mine was actually fairly basic. They removed my bursa sac. It was bursitis or whatever. But the main reason they had to go in there, I had a lot of shoulder pain, so there's a lot of junk in there they had to hog out and get rid of. But the worst part was back in May of last year, a whole year ago. Man, I just realized it's May right now. Yeah, a whole year ago, I'd been at the gym for quite a while. I used to bodybuild a very long time ago. I don't do that anymore. I'm too old for that. I don't care about it anymore. I just like to stay healthy. So I was at the gym, and I was doing what I like to call old man weight. Not heavy, not light, just, some resistance. And I was doing cable lateral raises, out to the side, doing shoulders. And one of them, I felt and heard something pop in my shoulder. And I just thought, it'll go away. Another month goes by, and another month, and another month. And it sucked. It was pain. And then finally, October. So what is that? Months later, many months later, I couldn't take it anymore. It wasn't getting better. If anything, it was getting a little bit worse. So I went to a doctor. He sent me to a shoulder specialist. They sent me to an MRI. And the MRI showed, the bursitis and all the, 53 years of wear and tear. I used to be a carpenter as well, so my shoulders, every joint in my body's been through quite a bit. But what they saw that was concerning was my bicep tendon was only being held on by like 20%. So 80% of my tendon was torn off the bone. It was barely hanging on. The surgeon said, how long ago did this happen? And I said, May. And he goes, man, I have no idea how you've made it this long. And I still went to the gym, by the way, from May to October. I was going 5 days a week. He said, I have no idea how you didn't rip it the rest of the way off. And I've heard about that. One of my friends had that happen. He was helping some guys move a piano, and his bicep tendon ripped completely off. And basically, his bicep pulled all the way down to the middle, like your elbow pit, your elbow armpit thing there. Just bunched up down there. His was terrible. I got mine early, but basically they detached my bicep tendon, cut off like an inch of it, the damaged part that was just frayed and torn. And then they stretched it as far as they could and reattached it to the bone. Well, now it's about an inch lower down the bone. So now my bicep looks weird. It's more balled up in the center instead of elongated. It's all weird. But anyway, it's been about 12 weeks. Still in some pain. I can officially now say that I'm in less pain than I was before the surgery. The first 11 weeks, the pain from the surgery was greater than the pain that caused me to go get the surgery. But that was normal. But anyway, if you've had shoulder surgeries, tell me about it in the comments. I'm just curious. Seems like a lot of people have had shoulder surgery. I had no idea. A lot of people. All right, where are we at here? 1,660 miles to go. I think we're still in Arizona. We should be. Could be wrong, though. Been telling stories. I went into story mode. Also, if you are new to me, I do stream live on Twitch basically 7 days a week, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. American Truck Simulator is my main game. I do dabble in some Farming Simulator a few days a week also. And then the random games, other simulation style games, your Roadcraft Snow Runner, that new game Bustbound, Docked. There's a few more I'm sure I'm not remembering, but you get the idea. And the show's pretty goofy. It gets pretty weird. It is a family show. I keep it like PG-15. No toxicity. Don't allow it. Got a really good group of people. No, a great group of people that I lovingly call the Creepy Cartel. Super good people. So much fun. Wouldn't be the same without them. I have people that are there every single stream for over 6 years. They're like family at this point. I hate that. I don't like it when streamers say, welcome to the family or whatever. I don't hate that. It's, do whatever you want. But I legitimately feel like some of those, some of them are like family for real. I've actually met a few. I've flown different places in the States here and met up with a few of them. The ones that I get to know really well. Savor the crunch. Only problem with those ads, I don't know what it was for. I have no idea. I'm assuming a restaurant, but you know what happens when you assume. Petrified forest. Aw, wonder what scared it. What are we at here? 20 foot, 10 inches? Well, apparently we cleared. I gotta admit, this is really cool being able to just look at what's in front of me here. I can pay attention to the game. I'm not having to look at the chat. Actually getting to appreciate the game a lot more. And we're all clear. Also, I want to point out that I'm still wreck-free. No accidents. I have no idea how long I've been going, though. No idea. I probably should have looked to see what time I actually started this video. I have no clue. Gallup is coming up. The irony. I'm half horse, half man, and we're getting ready to go through a town called Gallup. Oh, speaking of that, if you've never met me before, you've never been to my streams, I am Creepy Horseman, half horse, half man. I've been doing this social media thing for over 13 years. Started on Instagram, just having a good time. I have friends that are in or were in, some still are, in radio. And I had the luxury of being able to meet and take pictures and videos with some really cool people over the years. You know, rock stars and celebrities and things like that, thanks to my friend. So, had a lot of fun with that. And then about 7 years ago, I found streaming. And I've always wanted to be in radio. Never did that. Didn't know how, or, it's not an easy thing to get into. That's actually how I ended up with a bunch of friends on radio. I've always loved the concept of radio. It just, to me, and not just like playing music. I'm talking about like a morning show style where you're hopefully putting smiles on people's faces all over the place. I found that to be very interesting, and I always wanted to do it. And I used to be on my friend's morning show now and then. They would either call me and ask my opinion on whatever they were just talking about, or I'd be in the studio. I was in the studio a couple times here and there, just doing whatever. And it was always so much fun, especially if you can get them to laugh. The audience is laughing, and because they're super talented, funny people, and if you can get someone like them to laugh, you know you're doing something right. And it always felt really good to get a laugh out of them. But anyway, I found streaming, and I thought to myself, that's like kind of having your own radio show. Now, how am I going to do this? So I started playing, it was in 2018, very late 2018. I kicked off my first stream straight off my Xbox onto the Twitch app. No camera, terrible microphone. Like most people start out streaming, very minimal. And it was a terrible show. But I had fun. And the 3 people that would show up for weeks and weeks at a time, they were having fun. At least that's what they told me. And one thing led to another. And here I am. Hopefully still putting smiles on faces. I hope. I love telling stories and making people laugh and stuff, so it's kind of hard to do here in this type of a video, but all right, look at that skyline. Look at that. Wait, is that a skyline? Is a skyline just when there's a city involved too? All right, well, in case that is the situation, look at the sky. Also, I've got to get some sleep. I usually MIB it in my streams, but I don't want to do that here. I should have been paying a little more attention to the time. I really don't want to be driving in the dark. Just for visual reasons. The whole point of this is so we can enjoy the scenery, so hopefully we get up here shortly and we'll see a rest stop. Yeah, that looks like one, but it's not in the game. Oh, it's getting dark fast. Highway Patrol targeting drunk driving. Good. Yeah, I think this might be one over here. I'm pretty sure I just saw. Yeah, okay. I think there's a rest stop. Yep, there sure is. And we'll fuel up too. I don't really need it. Got about half a tank, but that's not going to get us to Chicago now, is it?
Finding a new route.
Oh, take it easy there, Granny. Just getting some fuel and a little sleep. I'm sure you could use it too.
Go straight on. That's right.
She's about to sass me for not going straight on. I can already tell. All right. Some of these truck stops
Keep left.
have a side
And
for
then turn
four-wheelers and a side for 18-wheelers. And I almost
Turn left.
always go into the wrong one at first. I have to figure out how to get over there, so maybe I'll get lucky this time. Okay, this is one that doesn't really separate them too much. Dang, who opened up the gate? There's a lot of vehicles. Okay. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to go. Oh, see. Now, should I do this? Is it going to let me through? Okay. All right. Yes, it does. All right. Didn't want to get stuck back here. Okay. So I'm going to pull in here. We're going to get some sleep. Get that daylight out for us. If anybody wants to run in and grab some beef jerky or some pork rinds or some energy drinks or whatever it is that tickles your fancy. Whatever that means. Go ahead and do that. But you need to be back early morning. Don't get lost. Don't fall asleep in the bathroom. Or end up in somebody's basement. All right. Get a little sleep here. 9:05 p.m. It's going to take us to 7:05, bright and early in the morning, just like that. Man, I feel like I only slept for a couple seconds. $5.25 a gallon. Brutal. Brutal. Okay, all good. Only had about half a tank. Didn't take too much. Is anybody familiar with this truck stop? Put it in the comments if you are. Okay, so yeah, this is one of those. Yeah, so you do have to go in and out. Just circle all the way around. I'm definitely not getting on that scale. This looks a little overweight. Kind of like me right now. I'm a little overweight. I do love a Kenworth W900. They do look cool. I grew up with these old school style trucks, the Peterbilt 389s, the 900s. Now, hold on. Making sure we're still on the correct route. Okay. Yes, we're still on 40 if I turn left here. All right. Just want to make sure I didn't get off the highway and get rerouted. Nobody wants that. Are you turning or? Oh, yeah, you are. Sometimes they let me go. I think they look in and see a half horse, half man and a little freaked out and just like, hey, buddy, you just go. Okay, buddy. Well, what are you doing? Okay, so you're going to let me go. See, guys, I don't know what that is. I don't know why they do it. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, I was looking for a scuffle, I think. Stopped to let me go and then teased me.
Go straight on. That's right.
I'm not real sure where we're at. There's a Cash Express. That tells me nothing. A very murky river. $1,373 miles to go, if anybody was wondering how much further.
That's right.
Good time for another drink. Sitting still. These drinks during the live streams, they usually cause crashes. But I don't stop at a lot of red lights in the streams. Good looking truck. Sounds good too. And this could very well be the longest red light in the world. Let's all imagine the Jeopardy song playing right now. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We're good. Oh, that noise you all heard right there. Somebody followed me on some platform. I don't know which one, but it's my alert for follows. Trying to look for anything
Go straight on.
interesting.
That's right.
It's yellow. We made it. It's still yellow. Uh-oh. She did say keep right. That stop sign's really hard to see in this view. I guess down here it's more visible, but I was not ready for that. Route 66. Right there.
Go straight on.
Ought to get a screenshot here. For the thumbnail. Should I? Here, let's do it. How do you do it? Media, photo mode. Oh, I'm almost lined up already for it. Looks pretty good. And you see the Route 66 there. And there we go. That might be the thumbnail for this video. I don't know yet. You can tell I'm a professional. Taking my thumbnail pictures during the video. That's how you know somebody's a pro right there. Do everything on the fly.
First exit.
Who here hates roundabouts?
Exit now.
I would say the majority of you. I don't mind them
Keep
myself.
And then you
I don't have a problem with them, but
straight on.
I've learned that a lot of people absolutely
straight on.
despise
That's
roundabouts.
right.
Some say roundabouts are the cause of tornadoes. All those cars going in a circle and tornado forms and takes off from there. Oh, by the way, we're in Albuquerque.
Keep right, and then you know it. Continue straight on. Go straight on. That's right.
Now, I cannot pass one of these cinematic
Keep right,
spots without
and then
doing it.
You know it. Continue straight on.
Let's take a good look at Albuquerque real quick.
Go straight on. That's right.
Granny, settle down. All right. Super old downtown Albuquerque. Brick buildings. Route 66. We're definitely on the right trail here. Transportation Center. Railroad, I'm assuming. Looks like a Chipotle to me. It's not. It looks like one. Why is this so loud in Chipotle restaurants? You can barely hold a conversation in those things. So loud. Kind of a cool building. Weird angle. Mm-hmm. There's the tornado starter right there. Right in front of your eyes. Okay. Wasn't worried at all about somebody stealing the truck. Apparently Albuquerque's crime-free. It's a crime-free city.
Go straight on. That's right.
I believe I'm going to be late for my stream tonight. This is definitely going to take longer than I thought, but that's okay. I'm not going to rush it. I don't like being late, but you wouldn't believe how long it took me to set this up. I was silly enough to think that it would say, Route 66, like a clear path from one end to the other, and it did not. So then I had to start asking the Google machine where it started, where it stopped, what actual highway do I need to stay on to replicate it as best as possible. There were some conflicting answers. I finally feel like I found the right one, and I seem to be doing it. I see Route 66. I just saw another sign back there. So far, so good. And then I had to go to the Santa Monica Pier, which Santa Monica is not really in the game, but it's to the west of Los Angeles. That's basically it. And then I had to try to find a delivery to take from there clear up to Chicago, Illinois, which is basically the furthest point. You're going from the southwest point of the map to the most northeast point of all the states that are available for American Truck Simulator. It wasn't doing it, so then I thought, it's only going about halfway. I cannot find anything that even gets me close. So then I remembered, oh yeah, there's a setting within the game. You can tell it what length of route you want to see the most. I had it at middle, so that explained a lot. It's amazing how you tell the game to do something, it actually does it. So then I raised that all the way up. Took me a couple, I had to sleep a few, 2-3 times, and I finally found one in Chicago from really close to where I was at. Then it was not taking me on this route. It was taking probably a faster route, more highways, less driving through cities like this. So I had to meticulously go through and route myself the way I wanted to go. Little time consuming. If I didn't need to do all that, I would have definitely gotten started about an hour earlier. And then when I finally got it all done, I realized, man, it's 3 o'clock-ish. I don't know how long this is going to take, but there was no way I was going to
go straight on. That's
capture
right.
this video on another date. It's happening now. What's that? Secchi's Italiano Cafe. I can't even say that other word. Vassero Italiano. I don't know. I can barely speak my native language, English. Terrible at that. I said it was safe here, but I keep hearing sirens. Hey, 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 hey. Yep. Pretty typical. Pulled right out in front of me. Like it didn't even exist.
Go straight on. That's right.
Yeah, you better turn. Don't you hate that when you're next to somebody and they roll a little bit and you feel like you're moving the other direction even though you have your foot on the brake and you panic for that split second? It's very similar to that feeling when you're leaning back in a chair and you go back a little too far and you just barely catch it. Very similar. Red Jeep. That Jeep is real lucky.
Go straight on. That's right.
Lucky I'm doing this Route 66 situation. Oh, by the way, I did make a couple of songs. Maybe I should play one. It's about 3 minutes, 40 seconds or so. It's all about this. It's all about me doing this. I thought it might be kind of fun. That's another thing I had to work on. I think I'm going to play it. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let's as soon as I get on the highway. It's good highway music. What do I want to do right here? I had to change a few words, a few lines, because they didn't make a lot of sense. But for the most part, it wrote itself. It did pretty good.
Left,
it's all about that
and
description.
Then turn left.
Four hills. I don't even see four hills. I don't even see one hill. Just representing the area. Okay. The signal can slowly become torture. I'm hyper focused on it. All right. 40 east. Still on the right path. Anybody over there? I think we're good. Okay. I think we're going to be on the highway for a little while here. I'm going to go ahead and play this little song. You want to hear? Here it goes. Yeah, check this out. It's I just did like a rock country mix. I know a lot of people don't, like rock or vice versa. So I just kind of mixed it up. So everybody should be happy. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. I can't please everybody. All right, here we go.
West Coast dawn in California, chrome caught fire on the line. Creepy horseman got his rigging gear, 18 wheels and a grin that shines. From the start mark out in the sand, he set that beast to roam. Old Route 66 under his boots like a long black road was home. He passed the citrus and the cacti, past the diners and the dust. Hands tied on that wheel all night, chasing miles and rust. Route 66, roll on, creepy horseman, drive on. From the coast to the heartland, he keeps that engine strong. Route 66, roll on, creepy horseman, drive on. California to Chicago, till the last sign is gone.
That's right.
Desert bends and painted hills, wind cut through the cab. He crossed that map in American Truck Simulator with every load he grabbed. Motel pools and lonely towns blurred by in a street. Then the Mississippi started glowing and the road got mean and sleek. He passed the grain and the river, past the neon diner glow. Never slow.
Jeez.
Ghost town, just let there.
And then he got back over again.
Roll Route 66, roll on,
Wow.
Drive on from the coast to the heartland. He keeps that engine strong. Route 66, roll on. Creepy horseman, drive on. California to Chicago till the last sign is gone. Wind in the mirrors, light on the hood. He laughed at the dark like a traveler should. One more state line, one more hard mile. Then Chicago opened up with a cold steel smile. Route 66, roll on. Creepy horseman, drive on. From the coast to the heartland, he keeps that engine strong. Route 66, roll on. Creepy horseman, drive on. California to Chicago till the last sign is gone.
Not too shabby. Oh, we don't want to play that one. We'll stop that. We don't want to do that one. At least not yet. I might do it later. You know, that AI stuff. Across the board. Not just music, but everything. Pretty cool. Just got to make sure we use it for good and not for bad. Yeah, I didn't like it at first. I know a lot of musicians, and AI's kind of a threat to real musicians. But using it for a stream like this is super fun. So I see its pros and cons. A guy like me that kind of wants a song or you know, a funny song or just a descriptive song like that one or something, you can whip it up pretty quick. It's pretty impressive. But I can also see how it may very well kind of ruin some careers out there. I mean, music's already almost impossible to be successful in now if you're not already successful. And now this is here. But it is fun. So I don't know how I feel about it. I wanted to get into voice work years ago. I've not only did I want to be in radio since I was in my early teens, I wanted to do voice work, cartoons, commercials, all that stuff. Never got into that either. But about 3 years ago, I thought, I'm going to try to do some voice stuff. You know, radio, call sign, stuff like that. And I did some demos with a friend of mine that does that for a living. His name's AJ, or the big voice guy for some of the radio stations in Kansas City. He does some stuff for the Chiefs as well. If you're from Kansas City, he's the guy that says, like, what does he say? Like, you're listening to 98.9 The Rock. Or back when Johnny was still on, you're listening to the Johnny Dare Morning Show on 98.9 The Rock. He's that guy. And he helped me do some demos. And he kind of told me, you know, hey, it's getting pretty saturated, this voice work. And I'm like, is it because, you know, back in the day, you know, he's been doing it for 37 years, I think. So back in the day, you had to have a studio and all sorts of stuff, and now every Yahoo like me can just go get a good microphone and a computer and some software and do it for 10% the price of somebody that, you know, like yourself. And he goes, yeah, there's so many people doing it now, and they're undercutting us professionals quite a bit. And then I did some research, and he wasn't kidding. It is a dog-eat-dog world in that industry, so I didn't even pursue that. It would be fun to do. Like I said, it's something I've always wanted to dabble in. But there's a lot of hard work involved, too. And I don't mind, if it's something I really love, I don't mind. But also, for those of you that aren't familiar with me, I lost my job 3 years into my streaming. After 18 years of being there, they let me go. Restructuring is what I was told, whatever that means. And my wife and I decided, well, maybe try streaming full time, which seemed absurd at the time, but it's been 4 years last February. So my thought was, a year after being laid off or let go or whatever, I need to try to find all the outlets of income I can find so I can survive. And so that was the thought of doing the voice stuff. But then when I found out it was saturated, the time involved to do it, it didn't seem like the juice was worth the squeeze, basically. It was too much work, too much, auditioning and not knowing, and it was just so crazy. I dropped out of that little thing. But I do like to do it. In fact, if anybody's listening to this and you have a business or a radio station, I don't know, maybe you have your own little radio station and you want some voice work done, I'll do it for fun. Has to be no pressure. I'm also not a professional, so it might not be great. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. Yeah, I would love to do something. I did a few things. My buddy that was on the morning show that all my friends were on, that show ended about a year ago, 2 months ago. So a year and 2 months ago. One of them just got his own morning show outside of Kansas City a little bit. And I think that started 3 weeks ago for him. And I thought it might be fun to do what my friend AJ does, but for his radio station. So I made a few. They were fun to make. And I sent them to him, and he responded really. I was super happy with his response. But he can't use them. Though, I don't work for that radio station. I'm not affiliated with it. They have a guy that does that. I'm not there to take his job away. I was just having fun, but his response to him was really fun. I enjoyed it. He said naughty words to describe them. But I have fun with that stuff. I'm definitely not a voice actor. I messed around with that a little bit. I'm not an actor. You can have the coolest voice in the world, but if you're not an actor with that voice, you're not going to be doing like cartoons, stuff like that. Anything where you're playing a character. If you can't do it, doesn't matter how cool your voice is. But what I do feel I can do is like radio spots, those kind of things. I think I can pull it off. I think. I mean, imagine that. Imagine you're listening to the radio, which I think people still do that. I do. And you hear my goofy voice come on. Do you have hemorrhoids? And then just go into, whatever medication it is. I don't know. I think it'd be awesome. Anyway, I'm still on 40, which is as close to Route 66 as you can get. The little bit that I read on it, I think it said in 1985, the majority of Route 66 basically not usable anymore. They either tore it up or built new highway over it or next to it. So I'm assuming the original Route 66 is probably to the left or the right of this highway, but not really there anymore, if that makes any sense. That's at least the gist I got. If you know more about it, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of you that know a lot about this route. I guess it's pretty historical. Yeah, tell me in the comments, like, what is it right by here? Is this where it really was and they just kind of went over it? I don't know. Sorry, that was somebody subscribing to my YouTube channel right there. That noise, that pa-pow sound there, that's my buddy Jesse James Dupree from Jackal. He says pa-pow quite a bit. If you're not familiar with him, it's one of his trademark things. And I texted him many, many years ago and I said, hey man, you're pa-pow. Can I use that as an alert when somebody subscribes to my YouTube channel? And he was on board with it, so it's been an alert for that for, I would guess, 6 years-ish. Somewhere in there. Oh, I just looked down. Just under 1,000 miles to go. Uh-oh. I'm doing 77. Oh, I'm doing 77 and a 75. Full vehicle for an inspection. Fine. It's the first one.
Never mind, sugar. I'll find us a new route.
Kind of in a pinch for time here, folks. I'm going to need you to step on it. He's got that prime wood. Do you remember at the beginning of this video when I mentioned that I'm probably going to start whining and complaining that I'm hungry? Yeah, I'm there. Getting hungry. If you're wondering why, what brought that up, the word prime on that wood reminded me of prime rib. All right, we're good. Your vehicle is not perfect, technical state, but be more careful. Oh, I've never seen it say that before. But then again, I don't usually stop at these very often. I'm a naughty horseman. I think it said 58,000 pounds. Prime rib. I'll take mine medium well, please. Has anybody else here noticed that the scale for how you want your meat cooked has changed in the last, I don't know, it seems like maybe 5 years ago. I always used to get mine medium, and it would be perfect. A little pink in the middle. Seems like about 5 years ago they changed the scale. You say medium, and to me it's coming out pretty rare. And I don't want them mooing at me. I know we all have our different tastes with that, but for me, I like just a little pink in the middle. Just a little. So I had to stop saying medium, saying medium well. You say medium well now, and it comes out like medium used to be. That's been my observation. There's another officer. Can't get me. He's on the wrong side of the road. Be real cool if you got over. Maybe if I honk. My man's gonna brake check me, isn't he? Little brake check there. I knew it was coming. It's not my first day in American Truck Simulator. Kind of surprised there hasn't been any rain. I do leave the probability of rain on, I think about 20%. I don't mind some rain. And the lightning and the thunder in this game is pretty magnificent. Looks and sounds amazing. So I don't mind it occasionally. So, if you've been here since the very beginning of this video, say that in the comments. Say, been here since the beginning, or been here the whole time, or something. Just let me know in the comments that you're still here. You've been here this whole time. Oh, and also, thumbs up if you don't mind, if you haven't done that yet. A thumbs up is super important on whatever platform you're watching this on. Lets the algorithm know that you're enjoying it, and therefore it will kind of push it out to more people. And maybe even if you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. That'd be cool too.
Keep left, and then exit left.
Okay, we're making big changes here. Is this... Okay. We're going to 44 now, I believe, is what we're doing. Haven't heard Granny talk in a little while. Kind of forgot what she sounded like. She was getting sassy with me last night in the stream. I had to threaten to put her in a state-run nursing home. None of those fancy ones. One of those state-funded ones where you might not get treated perfectly. She straightened up real quick. Sometimes you just gotta...
I keep left there.
Let them know who the boss is. Okay, not real sure what city this is. No clue. I don't even know what state I'm in right now. Other than the state of confusion. That's pretty typical for me. And I really hope that this is the correct route. It's been good so far. Oh yeah, there it is. Route 66. All right. Every time I say that, something pops up on the screen to let me know that I'm still where I should be. I love that. Set it right back there on the sign. going to Wichita. Actually, we're not. We're not going to Wichita. Okay, where am I going here? Not going to Wichita. Okay, so Tulsa. Oh yeah, this is so we're going to go to Oklahoma City, I think, is our next big city. My stomach is consuming itself. Toll paid. I think if you're using the Turner Turnpike, no problem.
I keep left there.
Yeah, she's being super nice now. She's got to threaten that state-run nursing home. Usually lasts for a few weeks, and she gets sassy with me again. I got to sit her down and explain to her that she's just the GPS and she really shouldn't be so sassy. I'll bring Angry Doug right out of retirement. Angry Doug is another GPS voice that's in game. He's fun. He's just angry all the time. Where are you going? He'll say stuff like that if you make the wrong turn. Instead of, hey bud, you went the wrong way. Let's fix this. Kind of belittles you, makes you feel incompetent. Why would you go that way? Well, I don't know. I made a mistake, Doug.
I keep left there.
Lots of road work here. Oh, no. No, no. So we're both doing that thing where neither one of us wants to go. I guess I'll go. If I wasn't doing this video, I would have won that fight. The hard way. Trying not to have any accidents here. By the way, I haven't had any accidents. Not sure how long I've been going. But it's been, what, 13, about 1,600 miles without a single accident. It's not too bad for me. In fact, that's pretty amazing. I feel like I should win some sort of prize or something. It's almost 5 o'clock in real time for me. I start my live streams at 6 of an hour. I have 743 miles to go. Definitely going to be late. Okay. It's going to go around him, but now watch him. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. We're good. Sometimes when I'm getting ready to pass somebody and they shoot over, I'm like, okay, I'll pass you on the right. I know you're not supposed to do that, but it's a game. And then they get right back over the last second.
Keep right and then turn right.
Oh no. 44.
Turn right.
That was close. Okay.
I keep left there.
Curious. Where are we here? Will Rogers Turnpike. Will Rogers. Like a old cowboy character or something, right? It's on TV. Long before my time, I think. So, in the game, oh, it's about the same time in the game as it is here in the real world. 5:04 in game. I'm going to try to find a place to sleep before it gets as dark as it did on the last one. It wasn't too bad, but
I keep left there.
try to pay attention to that. Oh, I need to get over. Thank you. You're not supposed to ride in the passing lane unless you're passing. It is so weird focusing on driving. I'm not all over the road for the most part. Now, I do have people in my streams that, why do you always crash? I'm reading your comments, sir. And then some point down the road, they'll come in and say, hey, I tried reading your chat while I was playing American Truck Simulator and I crashed 13 times. I'm like, exactly. It's difficult. But this, it's not too bad at all. I feel like if I have any accidents, they won't be my fault. It'll be some weird freak accident. There we go. They're learning.
I keep left there.
We have here Springfield and Kansas City. Kansas City? I know where that is. I got people in my Discord. I can see them up there talking about how they picked up Illinois a few hours ago. This guy said, I purchased it shortly after they pushed that button. It's referring to the people at SCS Software. They push a big red button and it launches out to Steam to make it available for everybody. So, oh, there's another one. Purchased. How much is the DLC? Is it like, I think it's like $12 maybe? Somewhere in there? Worth more in my opinion. A lot of effort that goes into making these individual states. Definitely on the greener side of the states. You remember when we started, it was very dry, sand, dirt. Get a little greenery, got some trees. Probably not so much dirt here as much as clay. been to Oklahoma, you'll notice if there's any bare ground, it's usually kind of a red clay. See that quite a bit. We used to go to the dunes in Oklahoma 4 or 5 times a year.
I keep left there.
Kind of miss it, but also don't. I did it for 20 years, 4 or 5 times a year. It was so fun. And then, it just gets to a point where you're just kind of done with it. Kind of another one of those things like the motorcycle where the risk versus reward kind of switched. It went from mainly 4-wheelers for a few years, and then Polaris made the Razor, which was amazing. I love those things. My brother-in-law has a couple of them. But then it started getting a little more dangerous because of those. It's almost like a car versus a motorcycle. Now you got these big 4-seater Razors with, all that weight, and you're out there on a 4-wheeler. If you get hit on a 4-wheeler, it's, bad news. Very bad news. And it just got scarier and scarier. And there was no way I was going to drop $28,000 on a Razor. I like going, but not $28,000. And I'd say about the last time I went down there was probably 7 years-ish. About 7 years ago. 6 or 7. I don't own a 4-wheeler or anything anymore, but my brother-in-law has those Razors, and he's like, you just ride one of mine, so I did. But I think I saw 2 4-wheelers out of hundreds and hundreds of machines. They were all Razors or similar, like side-by-sides, different versions. So, it'd be like getting in a car accident with another car now, but still I don't pay that much for vehicles that drive me around from point A to point B. I can't see spending $30,000 on a side-by-side that I would only use probably once or twice a year. I can't do it. That, and who wants payments on something like that? Not me. I'll stick to my simulation games. Almost guaranteed to not get hurt. In fact, I don't think I've ever hurt myself streaming. Pretty safe thing to do. I take that back. There was a time Thrustmaster sent me the T818 base. It's a direct drive. I had never used one before. And they're very powerful. There's a very powerful motor in there. And I didn't even have the force feedback up too high. It was where I have it for this wheel. But that wheel, wow. I crashed the truck, and I think I kind of had my thumb like this, and there's a spot here on that wheel and that wheel jerked and hit my thumb, bent it backwards. It wasn't bad. But I had read stories where people have broken their thumbs with direct drive wheels because they had the force feedback set too high on a racing game or something. So I dialed that thing way back. Don't mess around. Oh, it's getting dark. I said I wasn't going to do this, and I'm doing it now. All right, we're going to do this real quick. Let's take a look. There we go. Right there. I'm just going to get off on this exit. We'll go down there, fill up again, get a little sleep, get that daylight back on us, so we see all the scenery for the rest of the route. I would imagine... Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to get there. 463 miles to go. This will be the last stop for fuel and sleep and pork rinds. Does anybody here actually like pork rinds?
Okay, let's find a new route.
They're gross, guys.
Go straight on. That's right.
But I know there's some of you in here that like those stinky things. There's got to be. They wouldn't make them. There weren't somebody purchasing those things.
Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left. Never mind, Sugar. I'll find us a new route.
Granny, chill.
Find a new route.
I'm getting fuel.
Keep right, and then, you know it, reroute. Continue straight on.
Actually, let's go into this one. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, I'm not supposed to be up here. Pay no attention to the truck driving across that section. Sometimes those things happen. All right, I'm going to pull over there with those other trucks. Catch some sleep. And we're going to hit that Navy Pier. Wrap up the Route 66 run. Call it good. I mean, if they're going to back in, I better back in too. I don't want to be that guy. No, great. I overdid it. Nobody's perfect. All right, what time is it? 8:30. Should put us about 7 a.m., I think. Maybe a little earlier. 6:27. Okay, it's daylight. That's all I care about. Okay, how do we get out of here? It says do not enter there. You know what? I'm a rebel. A loner. A bit of a troublemaker. That's right. I am going out where I'm not supposed to. I went out where people go in. Oh. What just happened there? I have no idea. It was weird.
Keep right, and then,
It was like my engine shut off, but it didn't.
On. Go straight on. That's right. Keep left, and then turn left.
Granny's happy again. We're back on route. Dang, bro. You swung that super wide. There was nobody there. I'm not going to have to honk at this light. Don't make me do it. Look at that. Every time. Works every time. Go ahead. Try it. Try it next time you're playing.
Turn left.
Okay, 6:42 a.m. 452 miles to go. What do we have over here? 4 yards. I didn't even see 1 yard. Just a weird building sitting on some crusty land. Missouri Caverns. Hear the echoes. Echo, echo, echo. See the hidden world. I've been there. I think that's Fantastic Caverns, by the way. Has anybody been to Fantastic Caverns other than myself? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. It's pretty cool if you're ever in Missouri and you see a Fantastic Caverns sign. Follow the directions. Go there. It's pretty cool. There's not a whole lot of cool things in the Midwest. So when you do find one, you tell everybody about it. And that's one right there. I think it's safe to get back in the cab until we get to our next city or cool scenery. Did you see those? Oh, almost wrecked. See that sub on that sign? Yeah, I'm seeing all the food now. Oh, there's more food. Like IHOP. I don't even like pancakes. But I'd eat that whole stack. This is all food. Oh, prime rib. Smoking hot. I want some food. Okay. I don't know where I'm at. Where are
Now
we?
keep left there.
Oh, here we go. Okay, we're getting on 55. That was another follow. Don't hit that car. That alert and that follow distracted me. Almost hit that car. Wait, I think we're in St. Louis. Is this St. Louis? Yeah, it is. There it is. Yeah, there's the arch. I recognize this area. Saw that iconic building over there. Now, has anybody ever been up in the arch? I've been up there. Took my son and my daughter up there. My wife was too chicken to go. Does not like heights. Yeah. Who's been up there? How was your experience? Did you like it? Did you love it? Or did you hate it? Look at that. All right. We are officially right there. We are officially in the newest state released from SES Software, Illinois. This is what we've all been waiting for. We're going to cruise right up. We're going to go northeast, mostly north. Hit Chicago in about 350 miles. You go right to the Navy Pier. I don't know, like, where the official end of Route 66 is at the Navy Pier, but the Google machine said just go to the Navy Pier in American Truck Simulator. That's the end. So that's what we're going to do. I might be a few feet off. I might be a couple blocks off. I don't know. But you will be able to say after watching this video that we at least did 99 point a whole bunch of 9% of it. Because I'm honestly not even positive I started at the right point. I just did what the Google said to do. Wouldn't it be crazy if I post this and I get thousands of people telling me, You didn't even go the right way. Way to go, horseman. Way to go, creepy. Way to do your research. Wouldn't be the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I tried. That's all I can say. I hope it's right. Honestly, I think it'd be kind of funny. Chicago 270. I show 316 to the destination. So we are going to be going into Chicago. We're not going to be on the south side of it. We're going to enter it, go through it, almost to the north side. Not quite. I like the Navy Pier. Every time we go to Chicago, we walk up and down that thing. I don't remember how long it is, but man, it is a long pier. Like, if I was going to describe how long it is to somebody in musical terms, I would say it's almost as long as an old school Metallica song. If you know what I'm talking about, you know.
Keep riding.
Uh-oh. All right, I can't fight that guy. He is way more horsepower than I do. Well, maybe not more horsepower, but he's able to, he's going to outrun me. No doubt about it. Also, I don't post a lot of stuff like this. It's just not really my typical thing. I'm a live streamer. But I do get asked sometimes in these rare videos what graphics mod I'm using. I'm not using a graphics mod. I never have. I try not to use any mods that I don't see as super fun or super necessary. To me, I think it looks great. I just put it on, what, Ultra, I think is what it is. The highest setting for this game. I think they call it Ultra. My gaming PC, it only has a 3080 Ti in it. And it handles this game remarkably. In fact, every game I play, I put it on Ultra, and it handles it great. Now, this PC a few months ago did decide to start rebooting for no reason whatsoever. We can't figure out why. I replaced the power supply, but now I'm not. Since that didn't fix it, I'm not dumping a bunch of money into it. I'd rather just sell it for parts and get a new one. A lot of people think I'm crazy because I did just replace my streaming PC 6 months ago or something like that. And it has a 5090 in it. I know what you're saying. You don't need to type it in the comments. That makes no sense, creepy. It does to me because I suffered. The computer I replaced was a 2080 Ti. It had a 2080 Ti in it. And I had to start multi-streaming to move people over to Twitch from my original streaming platform. And that PC could not handle multi-streaming. So I went and got this big machine. Now, could this 3080 be the streaming machine and swap them? Yeah. But I'm not real tech savvy. And I am not going to move everything, my mixer, everything, move it over to this gaming PC, swap them. I am not doing that. I'm just patiently waiting for the day that I got to replace the gaming PC, and I will replace it with whatever the best one I can get. That's how that's going to go. And then you got some people that are telling me, well, why don't you just stream on one PC? Your 5090 should be able to do it. You are correct. But the way I stream, and I'm not going to get into why, but that doesn't work for me. I like having two PCs. I know it's a little ridiculous, but the way I do things, the way my stuff is set up, that's what works best for me.
keep left there.
Okay, Granny. 196 miles. We are in the correct lane. 55 north to Chicago.
I keep left there.
So since I've been doing this, I have no idea how long this has been going on. I have security cameras all over my house, and it tells me when my dog is outside. He has been in and out of the house 27 times since I started this video. I should go have a talk with him like my dad used to have with me when I was a kid. In or out? But nah, he's good. He has a little dog door. He just goes in and out whenever. He's very curious. Chihuahua. Yeah, he's a super mutt. It's 51% Chihuahua and 49% 14 other breeds. I can't remember them all, so that's why I say that. You can definitely tell he has Chihuahua in him. You can see it. Got the kind of bulbous head, but he doesn't have the typical eyeballs like some of them have. But then where he gets weird is he's really long-legged. I think he has black lab in him, like 12%. And then he's also got kind of a longer body, not super long, but longer than any Chihuahua I've ever seen. And with that being said, he has a little bit of Dotson in him. So that's where that lengthy body comes in. And then he's got a bunch of other breeds in him. But the one that I find the most hilarious, and if you're wondering how I know all this, I'm weird, and I knew he was Chihuahua, but I didn't know what else he was, and I'm so freaking curious that, yes, I did a DNA test on him. But anyway, the breed that cracks me up the most is he has 1% American Pit Bull. That's right. Don't come to my house. You'll get ate up. He's a guarding machine. But no, what I like to do is if we're ever out on a walk or something and somebody says, what is he? Is he a Chihuahua? And I'm like, yeah, but he's basically a pit bull mix. And I get that weird look for a second and then laughter. And I just keep a straight face and I'm like, what's so funny? Oh, you're kidding. I'm like, no. He's 1% American Pit Bull. I suggest you stay back. He's very violent. But no, he really does though, and I think it's hilarious. It's a cool bridge. Yeah. Indiana. We're going to be getting Indiana, I would imagine. Well, it's hard to say. They can kind of... I think SCS is going to be doing the Dakotas. I've seen stuff on that. I don't know what their next announcement's going to be.
I keep left there.
But I'm at a point where I'm so happy and content with all the available DLC for this game. I don't get like impatient. I never have, honestly, but I definitely don't get impatient waiting for the next DLC to come out. And don't get me wrong, super excited when it does, but I've learned in my lifetime being impatient is exhausting. It's not worth it. Just be patient. Just wait. And the main reason I'm super patient now is because they finally got to my area. Colorado, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and Missouri. That little 5-state, it's 5 states, right? Yeah, okay, I'm not good at math. That's my kind of stomping grounds.
keep left
And that's kind of what I'd been waiting for since I started playing this game, patiently waiting for. So now when they release new states, I'm not familiar with any other state they're going to release from this point forward. It's going to be like California, New Mexico, Arizona. I was not familiar with those either. So it's
Now
just,
keep left there.
it is what it is. But I'm content. I've got all the stuff I want. So when they release a new state, it's just like another happy day. Those people that get all worked up about when you coming out with another one, man, settle down. Just listening to the little bits of information when they do live streams and they put the graphic artists on or the researchers or whatever, just hearing them talk about what goes into doing this and all the teamwork that has to happen. You know, because it isn't one person doing the research, making the models, building the code. It's not just one guy. It's one guy doing this. He relays that information to that guy, and then that guy to that guy. It's a whole process. It sounds like pure anxiety to me. Like I don't know how they do what they do in getting these things as accurate as they do. I don't get it. The fact that they come out with one about every 6 months or so is amazing to me.
Now keep left there.
Now, if this was just some made-up world, they could probably do something the size of the United States in 6 months. Just made up areas and scenery. That's not how this is. That stadium in front of us, whatever that is, I don't know anything about sports ball. I'm sure you all know what it is. But whatever that is right there, that's really there. Look at that. Look at that skyline. That's an actual skyline, by the way. There's the museum. I've been to this museum multiple times. If you're ever in Chicago, I highly recommend it. Right in the front door, you will meet, I believe her name is Sue, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I don't know what's going on over here, but we're not going to be part of that. No, now they take off. But yeah, this museum is really over the top cool right there. Definitely go check that out if you're ever in Chicago. And then just across the way, get out of these trees here, just right over there, that building, to me, even cooler than the museum. That is the aquarium. I've only been to like 5 aquariums within the country in cities, different cities. That one's the best, in my opinion, of the ones I've been to. If you got a better aquarium, let me know in the comments because I would like to go look at it. I'm not a big aquatic life guy, but I am intrigued enough to think it's cool. Hey, I want over. Okay, you're not going to let me over, are you? I can see the Navy Pier. I can see it. I do need to get over. And bicycles, by the way. I'm pretty sure, and like I said, I do live streams. I don't really get to see the game as much as I do and like something like this. I don't think I've ever seen a bicycle in American Truck Simulator until I got to Chicago the other night. That guy right there. I ride bicycles. When I sold my motorcycle, okay. I was mentioning I sold my motorcycle at the beginning of the stream. I actually sold it and bought 2 e-bikes for the wife and I. And I would love to ride right there, but I'm not driving to Chicago to ride on this. But that would be fun to use this bike lane here and do some riding all over Chicago. I think that'd be awesome.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right.
Okay, looks like we're going to head down to the pier here. I think that's the John Hancock building over there. I'm wreck-free? Yeah, that has to be.
Keep
Ooh.
right. And then
Oh, I almost
exit
ruined
right.
this wreck-free experience. Looking at that building over there.
Exit right.
I need to settle down. Did we seriously get a green light? How cool is this?
Keep left. And then turn left.
Okay. This is where I ended right here. I just put a pinpoint on the map, but we're going to go this way. Right to the pier. Let's go take a look. Nice. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We will end this by checking out this cinematic area. I didn't even know this was here. All right, this is the Chicago River, is what this cinematic scene is being called. There's the Ferris wheel. Anybody ever been on that Ferris wheel, the Navy Pier? I have not. I don't have patience for Ferris wheels. I mean, you got to get on, they move it. Someone else gets on, they move it. You know how to, you know. And by the time everybody gets full, you spin around twice, and then you got to sit there and wait to get back off. I cannot do that. I start getting all squirrely. Also, if you take the architectural tour in Chicago, you'll be right here in this, I'm going to call it a canal. I think it's a canal. I could be wrong. Be nice, internet. If I'm wrong, don't be mean. Love and marriage. There's the fountain that you see if you're old like me and used to watch Married with Children. Look at that. That is so cool. Sorry, I'm a big nerd for video games and graphics. I've been playing video games my whole life. My first system was the Atari 2600. It was terrible, but at that time, it was amazing. Man, this is so cool. Unreal. All right. Well, as I said, I don't know if this is the actual end of Route 66, but it's what the internet said. It just said, go to the Navy Pier. We're at the Navy Pier. That's going to do it for this. I appreciate everybody that actually made it from the beginning to the very end. In fact, if you made it this far, let me know in the comments. Made it to the end. Yeah, just say that. I made it to the end, creepy. Whatever you want to say. Just let me know you actually made it to the end of this. Also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you had a good time. Perhaps hitting the subscribe button if you're new and you haven't already done that. All right, everyone. That's it. Hope you had a good time. I am out of here. I will hopefully see you in a live stream over on Twitch at some point. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.